What is up, guys? This is Random Vlogger. Welcome back to the channel. If you are coming on this video from your recommended list, I suggest you to check out my other videos as well. I post content about motorcycles, mainly about motorcycling stuff. Yeah, I would want to talk to you today about my experience with the Honda service center. Now I have a 2016 Honda Levo, and I have been facing an issue with my gear. Now this issue is not recurring. I mean, it does not happen that often, but it is also not acceptable. It is also not squid alert. It is also not acceptable from Honda that they do this. So regarding this, I have told the service center multiple number of times, and they have told me that they have fixed it, but it was never fixed. It is still not fixed, and this is an issue in the this was the issue with the Charisma as well. I have spoken to a few owners that owned a Honda, and they said there was the issue with the Charisma as well. So my main concern for this is, if I am giving you the bike and if I am telling you that this is the issue and you're telling me the issue is fixed, that means the issue should be fixed, right? The issue, it should not happen that that I face the issue again. And I have just started, somehow I managed to have very less. So I'll give you a perspective of what happens. You shift up and the gear automatically shifts down, so the RPMs, they go berserk, and you don't know what's happening. And it usually happens randomly. You might not know when it happens, and you might be like, did I shift too hard, or did I accelerate too hard, or how did it happen? Fortunately, I have not had a crash because of this. And yes, it is very dangerous if on a turn your bike decides to shift down and you are at a high RPM, so you might as well get screwed. But I have not faced an issue on the turn. Yes, on the straights there is the issue, and it is not it's not a good thing, right? But it seems that the service center just cannot solve it, or they're just like, so here's my theory. These bikes sell like hotcakes. Like, people do not think twice before buying these bikes, and when it goes to the service center also, they go in lots, right? So even if the person examining your bike is the manager of the service center, in the end a mechanic is going to work on it and is going to fix it. Basically, in simple terms, is going to fix it. So in the end, the mechanic is only going to work on it and fix it, no matter how many instructions I give the person who is examining the bike. So in the service center, someone checks your bike and he lists out the issues that you have said, and he takes a test ride of the bike for like 500 meters. 500 meters, he takes a test ride of the bike, and on that he decides how the bike is or how the bike is not. Now that is like a stupid thing to do, because you have been riding the bike since like 500-600 kilometers before you, or 1000 kilometers before you have come to give it for servicing. And he just rides for like 500 meters, but you know the problems, and you tell him boss, these are the issues and you need to get them fixed. The last time for the bike to start in gear, you have to pull in the clutch and then start the bike by the self start. And apparently the switch of the clutch was damaged due to rains. And what happened was that in gear, if you start the bike in gear, it would jerk. It would give you the jerks because there was no switch to tell you that hey, the clutch is not engaged. And I went to the service center and I told them that hey, this is the issue that I'm having, please fix it. I got the bike back, and according to his words, he said we have fixed the issue and we have put the switch inside. After a few days, I again, just to for my satisfaction, I tried without the clutch being engaged, and guess what, it's not fixed. So I don't know what the hell did they do, but it was definitely not fixed. So there is where I lost my faith in the Honda service center. I might as well give it to a mechanic who is right like 10 minutes away, rather than going to the service center and leaving it for the day. And I easily spent 200-300 rupees on traveling itself from the to and from the service center, because it is far away from my place. And the mechanic would rather actually deliver the bike at home, my local mechanic. So in the end, my local mechanic finally fixed the switch, because I had to ride out. So I was like, I need the switch now, it's been too long. So he finally fixed it, and since then the bike has not started. Like the switch is fixed now, so why would I go and leave my bike for a day? Or like the last time I left my bike was for 4 days, because apparently they had too many bikes. So these bikes, basically the commuter and the bikes that sell in lots, Activas, the Dios, these bikes are not serviced well, I feel. I mean, they just wash you and clean the car. I don't know what do they even do. You have to leave the bike and you can't even stand there to see them repairing it. That's the plight. And I feel that's bad, because if there's any issue in my bike after the service, I have to go all the way to, like, it's 45 minutes away. I have to go all the way 45 minutes away and then get it serviced, and then again tell them, and then again wait for 3-4 days. Why would I do that? I mean, I have a local mechanic who can fix it in like one day and he can deliver it at my home, and I hardly have to spend like 30 bucks. I'm sorry if this comes out as a rant video, but I'm really disappointed with the kind of service that Honda service center provides. The service center I go to is Pritham Honda Service Center. Ultimately, I started giving my bike to a local mechanic after a year and a half, and I used to go to the Honda service center once in a while just to get the washing and everything done, because I had those polishing coupons. I'm really disappointed with the service that they provide. The only reason being is they cannot they just don't give a damn about the customers. They honestly don't. And even if the person who's checking your bike does, I repeat again, the person who's checking your bike is not the person who actually works on it. And yeah, that was about it. If you like what I'm putting up on my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and you can share your thoughts in the comment section down below. I have been getting a lot of questions regarding my tires. So my front tire is a Michelin City Pro and my rear tire is a Seat Miles, and I know I have not changed the tire size. The reason being is it is not advisable to put a thicker tire, as it affects your it affects your mileage basically, and that's about it. Catch you in the next video, guys, next week. See ya.